Welcome, thank you for coming, and thank you for your patience. My name is Curtis Guilbot. I'm the Chief Operations Officer for Appiction.com. And Appiction is by staff the second largest mobile development shop in the country, and we're right up the street here in Austin, Texas. Today what I'd like to talk to you about is our area of expertise, and that is mobile development, right? The question here today is, what's Microsoft doing about it? Are they too late to this game? In light of our esteemed keynote speaker, though, I want to riff a little bit on something. Who do you work for?
State Comptroller's Office.
Wrong. Who do you work for, sir?
I teach computer science at Princeton Tillotson.
So who do you work for?
HTU.
Wrong. Who do you work for?
Myself.
Yourself! You work for yourself! That is right. Let me give you an example.
That's what you're asking. Okay.
If you don't believe me, let me tell you about a little leadership conference I delivered at the General Services Administration in Dallas, right? General Services Administration, 40,000 employees, right? Big government agency, much like NASA, right? I walk into this room to deliver some training with a bunch of leaders, many of whom have been there for 20 or more years, and many of whom are young bucks fresh into the government system. And I brought with me a copy of the Wall Street Journal, the latest story in the Wall Street Journal. And I asked him, how many of you got into government work because you thought it was a nice, safe job?
Yep.
And a whole bunch of people went, yeah. What do you know? The headline of this business section, right? Headline of this business section,
10,000 laid off.
Obama administration backs GSA job cuts. Obama administration backs GSA job cuts. I want to say it was a 19% cut. There was a big groan in the room, and you better believe the young people went, what do you mean? And I asked the veterans in the room, I said, how many of you guys remember the 90s? And they went, oh yeah. 400,000 jobs, gone. There's a gentleman who works for me right now, worked for Waste Management in Houston. How many Houston nights we got? Okay, Waste Management, pretty big employer in Houston, right? Big national company. He works for me, lives in Houston, commutes to Austin, because one day he walked into work and Waste Management, his boss, said, knock knock, who's there? Not you anymore. 13,000 people gone, just like that. One big layoff. So who's safe?
No one.
No one. Now what's your plan?
Get as many skills as possible.
Exactly. Thank you. I'm going to use that next session.
Well, that's
okay?
the plan.
What's your name, sir? What's your name?
Jason.
Jason, can I rip you off on that?
Absolutely.
I'll use the next session. What's your plan? Get as many skills as possible. Absolutely. The bigger your toolbox, the safer you are, right? Because you work for you. Mobile's a big deal. Marcel? Marcel was asking me earlier, he was in here with Stefan, and Marcel said, isn't the mobile world kind of slow right now? Isn't it all about desktop and stuff? No. You tell me. Marcel, what do you think?
Like I said, I guess that answers my question.
Mobile dev is hot. Mobile dev is hot. It's a skill set you need to have. Now tell me this fool did not just walk into Microsoft headquarters and talk about the success of the iPhone and the Android. Does he have a death wish? No. Sometimes people got to hear the truth, though. Am I a little afraid that Steve Ballmer's going to jump off the screen and beat the snot out of me?
Howard Dean.
A little. That's what I was going to say.
That's what you're get that.
You got to love Steve. You got to love Steve. No, the reason I brought up the iPhone and the Android success is because there's a common myth out there. Common myth that competition shrinks markets. Is it a zero-sum game? Let me tell you, iPhone success, iPad success is good for Microsoft. Google's Android success is good for Microsoft. I'm going to tell you why in just a minute, but let me preface that by saying Microsoft success is good for you. I'll get back to that in a minute. And I think it's even better for you than these guys' success. I'll tell you why. You see a nice busy intersection, lots of traffic, right? You drive by one day, there's a McDonald's. You drive by 3 months later, what do you see? Burger King. Burger King. Exactly. You drive by 3 months later, Jack in the Box, you know the drill. Why? What do we know about that intersection?
Traffic.
People go there to buy burgers, right? As you just saw in the video, the world is going to mobile to do their computing. That's where you need to be at the intersection of mobile computing.